game is lame and absurd, but you spit. You need to sit back and observe a certified pimp. So oh yes he is. I mean that boy does the shit. He's a mess he is. Fresh to death. Ain't nobody fresh as he is. They can't compare or get next to him because he's so fly. I mean the boy's so clean. From his white tee home down to those jeans. You see the ice in the pinky.
All right, what's good, y'all? So, here, let me take these off. We got to talk about these Trump cabinet picks because it is definitely going to be, he definitely has a real cast of characters. And I want to talk about it. So this is an unscheduled broadcast, as usual. In case you didn't know, we're still coming on Sunday at 9 p.m. No, but I thought it was important to come on and basically get into what's going on with this new government of ours. Hold on, let me just make sure, turn the volume down, make sure the stream is streaming. And, oh yeah, we are live, for real. Okay. So anyway, like I said, I want to talk about these Trump cabinet picks. So Donald Trump started putting together his cast of clowns and characters. And man, I told y'all we're in trouble. This next 4 years is going to be something else. So for his chief of staff, we have Susie Wiles. Okay. Now, she's not a newcomer to politics. She's been around for quite a while. She's been an integral part of Donald Trump's cabinet, or not his cabinet, but an integral part of his campaign for a while now. She used to be a lobbyist for nonprofits, and she is a staunch supporter of Donald Trump, which is part of the reason why she might succeed where others have failed as Trump's top executive. But she's set to take on probably one of the most important and arguably the most unforgiving jobs in the administration. She's been around for a lot of years as a Republican operative, mostly in Florida. In fact, she led Trump's campaign here in Florida. And it's one of the reasons why she'll probably do very well in the Trump administration. Needless to say, she's not going to be thinking about you, the people, me, or anyone else. She's only going to be thinking about serving King Donald. So let's go here to Stephen Miller, the Deputy Chief of Staff and Policy Advisor. This is the guy who, in the first Trump administration, instituted the Muslim ban. Think about that. Donald Trump got a huge, huge vote from Muslims in the Wisconsin, state of Wisconsin, Milwaukee primarily. Why any Muslims would have voted for Donald Trump is beyond me. It's really beyond me. Mainly because the Muslim ban, did y'all forget that quick? It was only 4 or 5 years ago, but y'all forgot already? And then now with him wanting Mike Huckabee to be the ambassador to Israel. If y'all follow me on TikTok, you'll see the post that I put up earlier today where Mike Huckabee was talking about Israel is only defending land that they already own. There is no West Bank. There is no Gaza Strip. As far as he's concerned, it's all Israel. And the Palestinians basically don't exist. There's no such thing as Palestinians. So this is the guy that Donald Trump picks to be the ambassador to Israel. Come on. As I said earlier, everybody that voted against Kamala because they weren't happy with how Joe Biden handled the Israeli-Palestinian situation. Excuse me. Congratulations, because you have sentenced the Palestinian people to absolute death, for real. Donald Trump and Netanyahu are buddies. They're like two peas in a pot, both trying to stay out of prison, both convicted of corruption, and both known criminals. And here we are, here in America. We're supposed to be the beacon of freedom and justice. We're supposed to be a nation ruled by law. But we have a 34-time convicted felon about to take control of our government. We're about to hand this idiot the keys and the nuclear codes once again. And it's funny because I've been watching some of the recent news stories, and people are bugging out because they're realizing that Trump lied to him. He straight up lied to him. All right, so here, let's see who else is on this list. Senator Marco Rubio. Now, I don't like Lil Marco. He's one of our senators here in Florida. But I have to say, as far as him being picked for Secretary of State, that's probably the only one that I'll agree with. And like I said, not because I like Marco, but he is an experienced senator. I think he was the chairman of one of the major committees there in the Senate. But he has the experience to be our country's top diplomat. So is he going to kiss Donald Trump's ass? Probably. But hopefully his moral compass will steer him to doing the right thing. I'm not going to hold my breath on that shit, but it is what it is. But here's the most shocking one, because this one is making headlines like crazy. Matt Gaetz for Attorney General. Are you fucking kidding me? It's bad enough we elected a criminal to the White House. But now we have another criminal who quite possibly could become the top cop in the country. Think about that. Let that shit sink in. This is like Looney Tunes in real life. You know what I'm saying? This is like putting Yosemite Sam, in charge of law enforcement. It's going to be crazy. And Trump has already said he's going to use the Department of Justice to get back at his political opponents. So, listen, all you senior Democratic officials, y'all better start getting ready, because I got a feeling they're coming after you. And I got a feeling they're coming after anybody that speaks out against the Trump administration. We are literally facing a future dictatorship here in America. Thought I'd never live to see the day. But we could be witnessing the last legal election of our lifetime. Trump wants so bad to be like Vladimir Putin. He wants to be president forever. He said just a couple of weeks ago that he shouldn't have left the first time, even though he was voted out of office by the people. This time he got even less votes than he got the last time. But somehow or another he won the popular vote too this time. First time in his political career. And it's mainly because of a lot of Latinos, a lot of groups who you never would have thought would have supported somebody like Donald Trump came out in big numbers for him. Latinos, Muslims. They keep saying black men, but black men only made up about 5%. And 70+% of black men voted for Kamala. Problem for Kamala is we had about 18 to 20 million Democrats, registered Democrats, sit at home. They didn't come out. They didn't vote at all. And I blame you for what we're about to go through now. I don't blame the Trump supporters. I blame you that sat at home protesting because you were you were unhappy with how Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, conducted business, or you felt like the economy was in ruins because of them. The economy that y'all experienced, the hard times, the high inflation, the high prices, that wasn't because of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. That was because of the tariffs that Donald Trump put into effect when he was in office. It's like what y'all don't understand is like these presidential orders and policies don't take effect immediately. Like if Donald Trump says tomorrow I'm going to, I'm lowering taxes. Well, he said it. He's going to lower taxes for billionaires and corporations. But we're not going to feel the effects of that until the next 4 years. Because Donald Trump is reinstituting the high tariffs from his first administration, we're going to experience some serious inflation coming up, in the next couple of years. Because what's happening now, companies that are anticipating those tariffs are buying a lot of stuff in bulk. So it might be good to you right now because you figure, hey, see, prices didn't go up. Blase, blase, inflation, is down. Inflation is down already, and it may stay down for a little while because these companies have so much surplus put away in storage, and they're going to keep buying until Trump takes office. But when that surplus runs out and they have to restock, and they're going to be restocking at those higher prices because of the tariffs, guess who's going to pay those higher prices on the back end? You, me, and all the rest of us common folk. Inflation's going to go back up, probably even higher than what it's been for the past 3.5 years or so. And then you're going to be sorry because then you're going to be like, yo, what have we done? It's too fucking late now. What's done is done. You got what you got, and now we just have to deal with it. We just have to deal with it. Donald Trump has a few questionable picks. Tulsi Gabbard as Director of National Intelligence. This chick has absolutely no intelligence experience whatsoever. She has no supervisory experience whatsoever. She's never run anything, ever. Just because she's a military veteran doesn't make her qualified. Just because she's a senator doesn't make her qualified. A senator or representative? I think she was, okay, whatever. Whatever the case, she has no experience in the intelligence arena whatsoever. We already have senior intelligence officials talking about mass resignations and pretty much a mass exodus from the community, which is going to put our national security at risk. Our allies are probably right now sitting back thinking, are we going to continue to share intelligence with the United States? Because, they got stuff, too, that's vital to their security. And I don't think they're going to want to be handing that information off to inexperienced, people who really have no clue as to what's really going on in the world. Especially somebody like Tulsi Gabbard, who snuck to Syria and had a sit-down meeting with the Assad, President Assad of Syria, and she came back basically letting us know that she sucked his dick. She come back here praising him as if he's some sort of savior. This man is the devil. He slaughters his own people. So what's really going on? What's gone through people's minds here in America to lose so much faith in our system? A lot of it is social media. I blame social media big time. There is so much garbage on social media. And most of it are bots coming from Russia and China and Iran and probably a few other enemies as well as some allies. Propaganda machine is out of control right now because everybody's jockeying for position. Think about it. America has sat on top of the throne since World War II. Since the end of World War II, America has been the big dog on the block. And when you're the big dog on the block, there's always somebody out there that wants to try you. Somebody wants to knock you down because they want to be the big dog on the block. We're about to see some major, major bullshit go on. Probably Ukraine is in for it because Donald Trump is probably definitely going to pull support for Ukraine. Palestinians are definitely done for. I feel so bad for those people. Donald Trump is probably going to just sell off big portions of our country, to the highest bidder, just to fatten his pockets and secure his future for him and his tainted bloodline. Veterans, how could you have supported Donald Trump? He's a draft-dodging coward. His grandfather came to this country as a draft dodger from Germany. Germany didn't even want his ass back. They revoked his citizenship when he tried to go back. They was like, hell nah, we don't want you. And good old Lieutenant Bone Spurs did the same thing when it was his turn. And he ran from his civic service. Nobody in his family has ever served this country in no way, shape, or form. Donald Trump's been married to two, not one, but two Eastern Bloc women, former Soviet Republic women. Now, I don't know about Ivana, but Melania is definitely connected to the KGB. She's definitely a plant in Trump's life. Listen, they've been playing a long game for years, for decades. When I was on active duty back in the 80s, the Soviet Union was our number one competitor for world dominance. And back at that time, Vladimir Putin was a senior within the KGB. The KGB's mission set was to destroy Western civilization, primarily the United States. That was their mission. That's all that Vladimir Putin has been trained for. He lives and breathes that every day. To this day, he wants to reestablish the Soviet Empire. And we all had to take, well, not everyone, but I got the opportunity to take what was called the Soviet Sea Power Presentation. It was a course that basically taught us what the Soviet Union's military doctrine was to fight the U.S. And they basically said that they'd be able to take the U.S. without firing a shot because America was for sale. And all they had to do was wait and be patient. And when the opportunity came, they would make their move. And through propaganda, the proliferation of the internet, and now AI, it's very, very easy for them to manipulate the American public. The American public is stupid. Donald Trump himself said it years ago that if he would ever enter politics, he would run as a Republican. Why? Because he thought the Republicans were the dumbest political group in America. And he was right. He came right in, suckered all of you motherfuckers, you MAGA freaks. Donald Trump came in, sold you a bunch of bullshit, and now he's about to destroy this country from the inside out. And y'all, like I said, gave him the keys and all the security codes. You better hope in 4 years we can take our country back. And hopefully we're not headed for a second civil war, because it's very possible. I know a lot of you think it's not possible in America, but America is no different than any other country on this planet. We can self-destruct just like anybody else. In fact, it's probably easier here in America because we have so much so-called freedom. But we're definitely no longer a country of law and order, because if we were, Donald Trump wouldn't have even been able to run for office. A 34-time convicted felon. This motherfucker couldn't get a job at a fucking ice cream parlor, but he can be president of the United States? Are you kidding me? And now he's putting a bunch of other criminals and cronies and clowns in place. He's not going to make the same mistake that he did in his first time around. This time he's picking people that he knows are going to do exactly what he wants them to do. And what's worse is that some of them are even more dangerous than he is. God forbid something happens to him while in office and one of these other knuckleheads gets to take over, because then I don't even want to think about what could happen. I'm just going to hope and pray that we make it through this next 4 years, and that the next time elections come around, you motherfuckers get up off your ass, get out there and vote for a candidate who's going to do what they should be doing for America. You know, I know that's hard to find in politics, but you know what? We have to hold our current politicians accountable, and it's up to us to put forth the candidates. It means you gotta participate at all levels. Politics works from the bottom up. So you got to participate in your local politics, your state, regional, you got to participate at all levels, because these people down at the bottom are the ones who rise up to the top. And if you don't hold them accountable early, it's going to be too late, because once they're corrupted, they're corrupted. And this has been going on, for decades here in the United States. We haven't been holding our politicians accountable. Well, we used to. Yes, we did. We used to. Remember Richard Nixon? His ass got caught. They threw his ass out of office. They forced him out. He had to go. It's either get the fuck out of office or you're going to prison. Take your pick. What is this policy that the Department of Justice says they won't prosecute a sitting president? Why not? It makes no sense to me. No fucking position in this country should be more important than the law. If our Constitution says no man is above the law, then that means even the president should be prosecuted when he breaks the freaking law. Not let's wait until he's out of office. No. Did the crime, get prosecuted and do the fucking time. Had Obama done the things that Donald Trump has done, Obama would have been locked up immediately. And you know it. I just don't understand how it's come to this. I can't even fathom that the founders of this country would have contemplated that a U.S. president would be a convicted felon. I think, honestly, I believe everything was in place to prevent this. We had the last 4 years to prosecute this motherfucker, but the Department of Justice dragged their feet. Merrick Garland, you should be prosecuted because you had a duty to fulfill, and that was to bring justice for the people, and you didn't do it. All of you senators and congressmen that co-signed all the bullshit that Donald Trump did, you should be prosecuted as well. I think we need to just clean house, to tell you the truth. We need to just sweep out all the trash. Lock those motherfuckers up. Let's start fresh. Because when some of these people start paying the price, the rest will fall in fucking line and start doing what they're supposed to do. They've been getting away with it for so long, they feel like they're untouchable. That's our fault. That's the fault of the people. We the people. We're the ones that lets this bullshit go on. It's one of the things I talk about, with the black community. We co-sign a lot of black bullshit in the black community. Like the dope boys on the corner. We know who these idiots are, but we act like we don't see them. And then when the police comes around, nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to say anything. But you sit in your living rooms and you complain about these ninjas out on the street destroying the community, and committing all this violence and robberies and dope dealing and shit. But when you have the opportunity to do something about it, you keep your mouth shut. That's America. I guess that's the American way. Well, I'm not going to be quiet. This new year coming up, 2025, I'm going hard. Crazy Baby TV World, we're going hard. We're going to be sounding the alarm. We're going to be holding motherfuckers accountable, here in our local politics. On the national scene, on the state level, we're going to be talking about all of it. So I'm asking for you, if you want to be a part of the movement, help me get this thing kicked off right. Right now, I'm just one man. I'm nobody. I'm just another American, but I care about my country and I care about the future for my kids and for my grandkids. I got more days behind me than I have what's in front of me. So I'm going to spend these next few days, few weeks, months, or hopefully a few years doing everything I can do to make this country the best place to be. That's all I can do. I don't hate anybody. There's a lot of people I dislike. There's a lot of you motherfuckers I don't like. And probably a lot of y'all motherfuckers out there don't like me either. And that's okay. But we can all agree to disagree. And we can sit our asses down and we can come up with solutions to our problems as opposed to the bullshit we've been dealing with these past few years. It's just been, it's crazy. It's crazy. So join me. Crazy Baby TV World. This is the Ken Jackson Experience. Sunday night, we're going to have open phone lines. I want y'all to call in, join the conversation, share your thoughts, share your comments. Let's at least get the discussion going so that we can, figure out what it is we need to do to save our country, to save our communities. And let's get back to having some fun. I really wanted this channel to be focused on music and entertainment, but I don't even like what's going on in the music industry anymore. That's kind of why I retired from the music industry, because I was sick and tired, of this new shit. But that's going to be another discussion, because, like I said, 2025, a new year. Hopefully I got my issues behind me medically. Just the past 2 years for me has been rough. But you know what? I'm not going to let that stop me from doing what I feel I need to do. So I want to turn this channel into something worthwhile, and try to try to get back to living life, in a good way. You know what I mean? All right. So Sunday night, 9 p.m., right here, Crazy Baby TV World on YouTube. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It don't cost you nothing. I'm not trying to sell you shit. I don't have no merchandise to sell. So I don't want none of your money. I just want to talk to you. All right? So catch y'all later. Sunday night. Peace. I'm out.